Greetings. You're watching Psychopomps Incorporated, a 5th edition Vampire the Masquerade actual play chronicle here on Martlet Games. I am Patrick, your storyteller for this evening. Before we begin, Vampire the Masquerade is a game of personal, political, and supernatural horror. This show will contain sensitive content up to and including physical and social violence, gaslighting, loss of character agency, and psychological harm. This show in particular focuses on the Hecata, and it goes without saying, certain parts of the family also comes with its own set of content warnings of a sexual nature, but we will not be spending our time dwelling there. As a aside, this episode may include elements of body horror, so please plan accordingly. We have discussed table consent and boundaries, and we'll be communicating in private channels. We will stop play if necessary and redirect, so everyone is operating within the agreed realm of comfort. If anyone out there feels the need to step away, we will be waiting for you with open arms when or if you decide to return. And now, let us pull back the veil for one more little episode here and introduce our players tonight, starting with Rosie.
Hello, I am Rosie, regular size mom, and tonight I am playing Celia Greenwood, the Smetty, medium con woman fortune teller.
She wears many hats. Next up, Kat.
Hi, I am Kat. I play Cherubina Otsini, Giovanni. Basically bankrolls the whole thing and also brings out the Giovanni side at appropriate times. Most of the time, I'm just having fun with her.
That works.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. If having fun is threatening your cousins with your great-grandma, that's... Yeah.
Well, no, she doesn't even know that they're just going to spill the beans to her, and she's like, and I'm like, oh.
I mean, it's all in the family.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And rounding out the regular cast would be Zoe.
Hi, I'm Zoe, also known as Nyx, the Nagaraja flesh eater, and frequent serial murderer who's never ever going to get caught.
She has never done anything bad ever that will never come back to literally bite her in the ass. No.
Never, ever, ever.
And joining us once again, putting on the hat and dreads, is Joe.
Hey everybody, it's me, Joe. I am DJ Torador, Nolafang on Twitter, and I'm playing Lar Charveux, the side of one of these wonderful kindred. Who knows what type of mystery and mysteriousness and zombies we can get into.
Oh yes, there will be zombies. We can't have a Hecata Chronicle without zombies. It's a given.
I've got this shambling horde sitting here that hasn't been used yet.
Exactly. So, anyways, we'll go ahead and we'll dive into the finale here. Our ride with the Psychopomps has taken us many a place: Louisiana, Florida, New Jersey, and now Ipswich, Massachusetts. After settling their tab with the Puttanescas, our deadly necromancers get to their final destination, a quaint little B&B nestled in a historic neighborhood here in Ipswich. Taddeo parks the RV and lets out a yawn, as he's put a lot of miles in here lately. The B&B itself is an old colonial-style bookend to a long row of row houses, with a rustic quaintness about its front porch. Lar Charveux's last voicemail received by the coterie consisted of an address and an urgent request for as much haste as the coterie could possibly manage, killing every single one of those damn Puttanescas in New Jersey if they have to get there quicker. to quote the man himself. But the Loa have spoken, and they've told Lar Charveux that they are scared shitless. The frayed threads of fate have all come to a knot here in Ipswich. And in fact, anyone observing Ipswich through the use of Sense the Unseen would see the faintest red threads floating about in the night sky, as narrow as spider silk but yet pulsing like a feverish vein. They come from all directions on the horizon and converge on a lighthouse out in the wetlands surrounding the town like a rat king. The air is still, but a good God-pounding storm, as they'd say here in these parts, is brewing out on the bay. And any kine out in this ominous night would complain about the stench coming off of the sea. And the local complaint finally having a tone of sincerity for a change doesn't bode well. And so we begin tonight's ending. Ladies, please go ahead and make your rouse checks. Lar Charveux, I will go ahead and we will say, if Lar Charveux would have fed here recently down to 0 hunger, would he have done so? Excellent. We'll go ahead and we'll say that that was a recent occurrence. So if you wanted to go ahead and make a rouse check now here, Joe, for Lar Charveux, if you get hungrier, you will go up to hunger 1. And I see Rosie. Yes, ma'am.
Given the way we fed on the bus ride up here, would we be at 0 or 1 at the start?
Okay. You know what? That is a valid question. One that I'm going to be the kind and benevolent storyteller and say, sure, why the hell not?
Then I'm at 0.
Excellent.
Oh my.
Oh.
I am at 1.
You and your beast are never going to get away from each other next. Doesn't matter who you eat or how much you eat, the beast will always be there waiting for you in the dark.
It is an insatiable hunger deep in her gut.
And she does go up to hunger 1 then, and everyone else is at hunger 0. Just ruminate here for a moment, Lar Charveux, on maybe how you might have gotten to hunger 0 here lately. Just kind of ruminate on that. Ladies, you awaken in the back of the RV. You know that the RV is not moving, which means you've probably gotten to where you need to go, or Tadio has either stopped to answer the call of nature or has gotten pulled over. One is okay, the other not so much.
No.
But everyone awakening here in the RV, once you come to your senses, you do notice that Tadio is in the RV. You're parked and stopped on a residential street. And Tadio is letting out probably one of the biggest yawns you've ever heard this ghoul let out. And he's been put through a lot. And in fact, why don't everyone here in the RV, why don't you all give me a wits and awareness roll, please?
3.
Okay.
4 successes.
Okay.
2 successes.
2.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, 2.
2?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, Cherubina doesn't notice it. Celia, you catch it. Nix, you definitely spot it. There's 2 orange prescription pill bottles rattling around up on the dash. You don't ever recall ever seeing Tadio take any prescription medication before. But everyone is kind of coming to their senses here in this RV. Tadio's. Hey, good evening, ladies. Shit.
Good evening, Tadio. What's that up there with you?
Oh, nothing. And he goes to pocket the pill bottles and...
Well, now I'm extra curious since you seem to want to hide it from us. It's clearly some sort of prescription, and I don't recall you ever having one.
He looks over to Cherubina as if whether or not he's going to be made to answer that or not.
I'm like, you know what happens when you don't answer her.
All right, no, it's they're at ease. Been trying to keep going here. No, it's been a long drive. And I'm very, very tired. In fact, if you don't mind, can I curl up and take a nap, please?
Yes, go now.
Okay. And he actually he takes off his blazer and he folds it neatly into a little makeshift pillow. He tucks it up on the glass and he just leans. And about 2 minutes later, he's lightly snoring. So ladies, you're here in the RV. A quick cursory examination outside, looking out the windows, shows that you are at the cross street intersection from where, for the address that Lar Charveux provided. So you have reached your final destination.
Makes me very nervous when you put it like that. I've seen those movies.
I have too.
I know how that goes. Nyx is gonna peek outside and activate Sense the Unseen, just in case.
You don't see there's nothing we'll say actively hiding supernaturally here, so I'm not gonna have you make a roll.
Okay.
But focusing your attention across into the spirit realm, you see that the building is almost identical to what you see in the real world versus what you see in its spiritual reflection. It's a very weird effect, though, because the building is superimposed on itself, but you can see where time and entropy and decay have started to crumble away the facade of the building, and the roof is collapsing. And so it's kind of giving you a headache to look at it too long.
And this is the bed and breakfast, right?
Yes.
Okay. Nyx will pull her head back in and say, I don't see anything dangerous, although the B&B is giving me some not great vibes, to be honest. It's almost like looking at, a 3D movie when you take off your glasses and you're looking at the same image twice, not quite overlaying with each other. It's kind of like looking at one of those. It's very disorienting.
All right. Well, Celia wasn't concerned even before you said anything. She was getting her stuff together, and she's ready to sort of trot her way out of the SUV. She's going to see her uncle. She doesn't normally get to see him this much, and she's very excited.
Oh.
And in fact, what is speaking of Lar Charveux, what is he currently doing in the bed and breakfast right now? He's been here for a couple of days, doing his research, both in the physical and in the spiritual. Research and legwork. He hasn't had to do this on his own behest for a long time. But how's he been holding up here?
Well, shit, I would like to say Lar Charveux's been taking real good care of himself at the bed and breakfast. If they ever decide to come in the room, there is a college guy sitting in like one of the chairs, exsanguinated. I kind of like posed him like Austin Powers like style. I put little glasses on him, and he is probably either watching HGTV just to pass the time or like playing Candy Crush on the phone. Just chill for now.
I thought that the corpse was watching HGTV, and I was like, that's really nice.
I did too at first.
Set him up and pose him.
Going full weekend at Bernie's.
Head, so like you could see him at an angle, and he'd be like, "What's up, bro?" But like he's the bros in me. That's why.
I love this.
I'll throw him out later or do something with the body. I'm still deciding.
So yeah, the inside of the bed and breakfast itself, buttery, flaky crust, and it definitely looks like it crawled out of an antique magazine. There's always those quarterly magazines that always show the chairs that are appraised for $12,000 a pop. The inside is very, very well appointed. As far as like the actual owner of the B&B doesn't seem to be present. The only occupant here in the B&B is Lar Charveux, as described, holding court in his room. Has he taken any, we'll say, decorative liberties with the space since he's made this place his own?
Oh yeah, oh heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about antique? Don't ask how, but he has a croc skin like chair, comes like a throne. Don't ask where he got it from. He's made it look like a voodoo spiritual shop in the room, just in miniature. He's not selling anything. It's just really, really that vibe. There's incense in here. It smells good. Also the color of the smell of the dead guy. But, don't want to alert anybody, kill anybody unnecessarily.
So, ladies, you may now have a scene with Lar Charveux.
Well, Celia traipses her way up to the door of the B&B and opens it. And would they know that Lar Charveux is the only one here? Or
yeah, you'd probably, Celia, you in particular would know that this is kind of his MO. You would be surprised if you didn't find at least one dead body in the place when you got here.
Cool. Hello? Hello?
And Lar Charveux, you hear your child's voice.
So he'd get up and walk across the room to the door and stick his head out. In here, Chef. Go on in and plop down and have a seat.
Oh, lovely. And she motions for her sisters to come in. She's like, I'm going to go find him. I think he's the only one here.
And good.
Yeah. She doesn't really care if you guys follow her or not.
Yeah, Nyx is following.
Okay, so
she's letting Celia take the lead because Lar Charveux is very intimidating, and Celia is his child.
He's all cuddles.
Well, when you can't see the things that he's cuddling with because you're alive and they're dead, that's kind of his thing. But so Lar Charveux, maybe you give your child a little hug. And
hug, lift them off their feet, and set them down. Oh, don't mind, old fellow. That's Charlie.
Oh, hi, Charlie.
And like, Lar Charveux will kind of use some of the spirits and make Charlie lift his dead hand up and do this motion.
Oh, that's so cute.
Hey, Charlie.
Found him wandering around over here this way, and I said, come on up here. That, where's the one that's always running around? Nix, what is her name? Your friend?
Yeah, she's here.
Oh,
Hi.
hey there, darling.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well. I'm very well.
You look a little hungry.
Well, aren't we always?
Currently not me.
That must be nice.
Well, I can find someone for you. You can,
Well, if you're done with Charlie over there, I could have a little snack myself.
I think
It doesn't
that's-
really matter if there's any blood in him anymore.
So I suggest start at the Adam's apple and work your way up.
Perfect.
Nick, are you intending on chowing down here in front of everybody, Nix?
I mean, there's a kitchen somewhere, I'm sure.
Uh,
But up to
I mean,
you.
she was gonna, unless it makes everyone else uncomfortable, in which case she'll take
I'm
him
fine with
somewhere
it.
else.
I'm fine with it. The body's dead. Do whatever.
Archibald's fine. He'll actually, if you do it, he will sit there and watch very intensively.
Yeah, unless anyone insists she takes the body somewhere else, she'll just start munching.
Just eat.
If y'all are hungry, I do have blood smoothies.
Ooh.
Oh. We have an interesting recipe now for puttanesca sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
Now,
Oh,
that's
yes.
something I would love to have. Put a little bit on. Well, I don't eat anymore like that anymore, but I do have something for y'all in case y'all hungry. Now, y'all have a seat. Get comfortable. I would think on the bed, because he's kind of made it his own little space. He has like a voodoo doll pillow and like a Ouija board pillow and stuff, like this little stuff, and he just started like passing around to people just for like comfort.
I'm liking this. I'm liking warm, fuzzy Lar Charveux right now.
I hug the I take the Ouija board pillow and just plop down on if there's a cushiony chair somewhere, plop down on that. So
Now, just a reminder here, Lar Charveux, Cherubina here, she still has that spiritual darkness from the vampire Specter inside her. You were pulled away before you were able to do the exorcism.
Mm-hmm.
So
Has he grown?
I
need to roll in this.
Lar Charveux, why don't you? Let me check your sheet.
Okay.
Why don't you go ahead and roll me 7 dice, please.
Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You use your connection to the spiritual to get a feel for that really potent negative anger and hurt and sorrow and longing that's just compressed into that little ball of we'll just say bad juju, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't gotten the sense that it's grown in, we'll say, a physical sense, but it's definitely become more potent, more, even that's the wrong word, more entrenched. It's like a fish hook with it's like a treble hook for, it's got the 3 it's something like that. Getting this out of her is, the longer it waits, the worse it's going to be for her.
Okay.
But this is Knowing what you know now, though, your energies would be spent elsewhere. Or would be better spent elsewhere, at least for now. But I wanted to remind you that was still an issue that Lar Charveux hasn't resolved yet with Cherubina. Okay?
He'll make a note of that, and I already got a plan.
Can we stick it in a jar? I have a thing with jars. Out of character. I'll put it in a jar.
So, and as I alluded to, Lar Charveux has some information that once everyone's gotten comfy in in his parlor, he'd get comfy and start relaying the information.
Does my hunger go back down to 0?
It's going to take you a long time to eat this whole body. You're gonna be nomming on this thing here basically the entire course of this conversation. You can still participate, but to go back to hunger 0, this entire corpse is gonna have to be consumed.
Okay. She will do that.
And so everyone's just you're having a conversation as she's just.
Nom nom.
ASMR of gnawing a corpse.
Look, I'll do some Foley work later. We can put it in post, right?
I love it.
That will make people turn it off, right?
Yep.
Okay, so he'll kind of stand up and stretch and crack his arms and legs. All right, now, chef. So I did a little digging, did a little leg work, walking around, killed a couple people. It's all fun. So I found your little friend, Miss Deborah Milliner. She's at a lighthouse not too far away from here now, and she appears to have a friend with her. I'm not quite sure. It blew my mind a little bit because I wasn't expecting that. But she needs to be dealt with.
What kind of friend?
And enjoy that hand real quick. I'll get you in mind.
Enjoy that name.
I'm not sure. I'd have to do a little more walking through with spirits a little bit, but
if you're needing an out of character clarification, they were a piece and up.
Yeah.
Yep. You would know that information, and you would present that to the coterie. That is vital information that they need to know.
Okay. So
yes.
Coming back.
Yes. Sorry about that. Proceed.
You do. No. Piece and up, little fucker.
I didn't think they existed.
Apparently they do. Still.
Yes. There's for an out of character clarification here, or rather for the audience's benefit, during the family reunion, there was, or even before the family reunion, there was a bit of we'll say a blood feud between the Pisanab and the Harbingers of Skulls. Part of the terms of the family reunion is that Pockley, the bloodline founder, would sacrifice himself to the Harbingers in order for the blood feud to be called off. So, relevant information, everyone would know that in this coterie.
All right. But there's a little piece of knob that she's hanging around with, and this motherfucker is rather dangerous. This thing has a habit of taking up spirits and devouring them. And he'll kind of glance over at Cherubina for a hot second, and then over at Nyx for a hot second. So, whenever y'all decide y'all get ready to have a fight, I'm ready to come on down there with you.
Guess that's gonna have to be that.
Celia, you all right, dear? You've been rather quiet. So you're hungry? Yeah.
Oh, I'm okay. Like I said, we had some cooked Nesca sauce on the way down, and she's sort of once again sort of found like somewhere in the room to curl up cat-like, either right on the bed or if there's a comfy chair. She's just sort of posted up. She's like, I'm just, listening, and I've never met a pissing-up, so this could be interesting.
Well, they will piss you off.
That's the name?
that was low hanging fruit. But and as far as the piece of knob goes, more will of course be revealed in character. This is all that Lar Charveux knows at this point in time. And in regards to the Puttanesca situation, all Lar Charveux knows is that some dumb fuck Puttanesca in New Jersey got himself into a spot of trouble with the Camarilla sheriff, and delicate hands were needed to handle the situation, and so you dispatched the Psychopomps to take care of it. And as far as you know, the situation's been handled inside the family.
Okay. Also,
Been dealt with.
Lar Charveux will kind of look over at Nyx. Where's your friend?
A firm?
I love it. The mortal. Where's Taekwondo? Taco?
Audio?
Tadio?
Yeah. Where's that little boy?
Oh, Tadio's taking a nap.
He's not. He's sleeping.
He drove all the way here while we slept. He's very tired.
Mm-hmm.
He also took some. What did he take?
Adderall.
Adderall?
Adderall to stay awake.
Adderall.
It's a stimulant.
Yeah.
Oh, like cocaine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised he ain't dead. How much did he take?
I don't.
He had a couple bottles up there with him.
I mean, if he's, I should probably go check to see if he's alive. But
I mean, if he's not, he's more than welcome to be brought back here.
Oh,
Be one of my little friends here. Now,
that's fine.
I guess you kind of feel like a coldness enter the room for a moment, kind of like wrap around people's legs. And then they'll just kind of come back to him and sit around.
Celia treats it like a cat that's sort of like weaving around her legs.
That's the whole point. I love it.
And there is the a small comfort that Celia does get out of the contact with the dead. Now, Cherry, you said you were gonna get up and go check on Todd.
Yeah, I should just go check on him anyways.
Okay. You go outside the B&B.
Mm-hmm.
And as we established earlier, the air is that smell is getting even stronger, and you can definitely feel the weight of that storm pressing down on you.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of acting as an accompaniment to the thunder out on the bay, you can hear Tadio snoring soundly through the closed window of the RV. He has slumped forward over the wheel in a very uncomfortable position.
I thought he went and just laid down, didn't?
No, he crashed there in the driver's seat. He made himself a little pillow out of his blazer, and he just crashed right there.
I can't lift him. He's too heavy.
Poor little lamb's all tuckered out.
Yeah.
He should have a stuffed animal he won from the carnival to use as a pillow instead. You should switch it out.
Would Cherry grant him this small creature comfort?
Yes.
And you go in and you maybe grab him by the back of his shirt and just kind of unceremoniously like dangle him up, and he's just big slobber coming out of the side of his mouth.
He's like a Saint Bernard.
And you just jam that big stuffed animal up on the steering wheel and just let go, and he plop.
Yep.
Sawing logs. And you go and you rejoin the coterie and Lar Charveux, or rather the coterie and your Mala.
Yep.
I should clarify.
Is your friend not dead now, Chef?
Nope, he's not dead, but I made sure he's not. He's sleeping on something that may or may not kill him. So,
Good.
Yeah.
Looking forward to having more spirits to play with, but that's all right. Are you enjoying that there, Nix?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Already got the face off.
I love it. Did you get you on the eyeballs?
Storyteller approved. I love that.
The eyeballs squish in your mouth like grapes. I remember that when I was alive. You know, I used to put them in the freezer and freeze them, and they were real tasty back in the day. I don't know. Do they still do that now?
I've never tried freezing them.
Yeah.
They're normally just like grapes, but I suppose that would be interesting.
Texture. Little, something new to try.
So,
she bites a finger.
So, now Lar Charveux's scouting of the basically the small city or small town, the Ipswich is part of the Boston sprawl, but it's one of those little towns that tries desperately to hang on to the old colonial charm, refuses to modernize, but is getting dragged kicking and screaming into the 21st century. The marshlands surrounding Ipswich itself reminds anyone who's been to the mausoleum in their life before it was ransacked, which might only apply to Cherry, I believe. Would be very familiar with the smell, let alone of the nastiness that's coming your way. The lighthouse in question has been abandoned for some time. Deborah Milliner's section of the family has a large estate in Boston, and she's been forced into hiding out here. Lar Charveux might have some relevant information on that, but in this regards, she's gone to ground, and she's not going to be leaving voluntarily. And one would assume that the Pisanob, however you want to pronounce it, is there with her as well. How's the coterie gonna go about getting to this relatively secluded lighthouse out in the middle of the marsh?
Light swamp gas on fire? Just kidding.
Quick and effective, but this requires delicate work.
Well, what is our end goal concerning Ms. Milliner and the Pisanob? Are we going to just
think we're going to Putinesca her?
Go in, guns a-blazing, make some, I don't know. Oh, so you want to add another recipe to our...
Yeah.
She did set us up.
I mean, we could do a Milliner haggis.
That could be interesting. I'm not going to ask what we do with the Pisanob, but
we give them to Lar Charveux.
I would love to have a Pisanob.
So we're going to kill them. We're not going to bother trying to talk to them.
I mean, we could talk to them. And then if things go south, we make Milliner haggis.
What precisely do we want to talk to them about?
I don't know. Just
that was my first and second question. What else do you want to know from this?
I feel that multiple times in the past we've gone into situations with the intention of talking, and it frequently ends up we just need to either kill them or run away.
Oh, of course it does.
So I feel like based on past experience, maybe we should just go in planning on taking them out.
All right. Maybe they'll monologue.
Maybe. Yes, if we manage to if we find ourselves in a position where we can talk to them, great. But if we go in with the intention of talking, I'm worried that it's going to be more difficult for us in the long run. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You make good points. I really appreciate that. Good for you.
I can
Nick swallows an elbow.
do free. Turn on Eyes of the Beast. I'm like, I can get us out there.
So what, we step where you step?
Yep.
Or are we gonna steal a boat or something? I don't know.
We can. Yeah,
I
well,
don't know
yeah.
how aquatic this is.
I don't know exactly either.
I don't think you need boats for marshes.
Now there's the area that the lighthouse sits in. It's an old, we'll say, scenic lookout area that part of the wetlands management here back in the 60s was to just let the swamp take it. So there is a we'll say the remains of some sort of, we'll say, pedestrian infrastructure to get out here. I don't think Lar Charveux would have gotten too close by himself. That's not a very smart thing to do. So Lar Charveux is able to confidently, we'll say, get you at least, we'll say, to the parking lot area, or what would serve as the parking lot. It's more of it's going to be more of an old busted up asphalt lot with, the weeds starting to take over, busted, cracked, crumbling, falling apart, and it would be, you're gonna get wet.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We don't need to breathe anyway, so we could Lasombra it if we really had to.
Yeah.
Right.
Were there any special preparations that anyone was wanting to take individually?
Filling my bag full of jars.
Yes. Get ready to catch those spirits.
And no, full jars and jars.
Ooh.
Empty jars. Full and empty jars. I hold up the full jar. You have to know what you're looking at to look at the full jar, and most people don't.
Does Cherry maybe have like her own like private shorthand labeling system for the jars?
Yeah. It's like something that are like BBEG, just like this one's named after like what's his name from the Ghost Hunter show that I don't, Zach, whatever his name, Jack Bagans, which is like the very like childlike spirit, because Zach from the Ghost Hunter show is not amusing to her whatsoever. So
I'm digging this.
Pretty great.
yeah.
And
this one is like Cthulhu and Yog Sagoth as terrifying ones. So there you go.
Nix, what about you? Because I'm going to have questions for Pat.
So this is very likely a dangerous situation we're going in.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And I think it would be a good idea for us to have as many bodies on our side as we can. So if there's time, Nix would like to try to make some zombies to take in with us
Are you
as
saying
backup.
this out loud?
What?
Are you saying this out loud?
Yes, I can say it in character. That was out of character.
Yeah.
but Nix-
Go ahead.
I can say it more in character.
Yeah.
As Nix finishes off this corpse, that is now unusable for this plan. So yes, we should. As I said before, we definitely should plan on taking them out. I don't know about. Well, I do know about you, and I know about me. I'm not much of a fighter. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm not much of a direct fighter. I'm more of a stab you in the back sort of girl. if there's time, I can go do a little digging and get some more capable bodies to help fight for us.
Oh, I'm sure we can find a morgue or a hospital.
Well, a morgue or a hospital would be great. And then I just need a living person as well to make the spell work. Nyx does not do finger guns to make the spell work.
And if you refer to page 212 of Cults of the Blood Gods, the physical, or one of we'll call it the material component for the ritual that Nyx has in mind, is indeed a living person who would be sacrificed to complete this ritual.
But we only need one. We can have multiple dead bodies. We just need one person to sacrifice.
I think that's
from how
a
I'm
great
reading
deal.
this. So we bring in a little. Sorry.
I can go find you someone alive now if you need.
Oh, that would be incredible.
Wonderful.
Ooh. What's Lar Charveux's intention here? Where are you going? What are you doing? I'm intrigued now.
How far from civilization is the B&B?
It's like right smack dab in the middle of downtown.
Okay. Is what's directly in the area, like that he can like walk out physically to?
Across the street is going to be another run of row houses. So this is kind of like a residential section of the downtown area. Like there's the commercial, like the main drag, and then there's like this little historical neighborhood that kind of sticks up off to the north. You're there. So like the main drag is going to be, like basically like a block south of where you are. If you're looking for, we'll say, something more public. If you're wanting to grab someone like from the very immediate, like across the street, it's going to be someone living in their house. If you're wanting, that there is, there's a relatively upscale sports bar, and then a more of like the neighborhood hole in the wall corner bar, actually not too far away from where you're at, if you're wanting to go with something a little more off the beaten path.
I want a rich asshole.
You want a rich asshole? There's gonna be plenty in this neighborhood. In fact, this is actually a relevant question here. Did Lar Charveux kill the owner of the B&B?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, just curious. That was important information. What did Lar Charveux do with them?
Well, the wife is off doing something, running errands. I remember that. But the husband is somewhere, I don't know. When I was tussling with Charlie there, I may have accidentally knocked him over somewhere. If anything, I think he's probably still behind the counter where I got Charlie. So with the words, the scuffle. So he's probably still out.
Oh, knocked out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that's suitable. I like that.
But I didn't want him dead. No, he's cool.
Okay.
He's cool.
And maybe you hear we'll season this. It's from the front, we'll say, sitting area, which was where Lar Charveux got into the altercation with Charles. I think there'd be like a broom closet or some other little like. Calling this thing a full closet is a bit of a misnomer. But you jammed the owner of this B&B into this little hidey hole. And you're starting to... There's not even hardly any room for them to like bang on the door, but you hear, "Get the fuck out of here! God damn Christ! God, I'm calling the fucking cops!"
Can they hear that, or is it just me?
Yeah, you all can hear this.
Oh,
Ah, my little friend's awake.
Were you saving him for later?
No, he was actually a good fella. Long story, Charles here gave me a little bit, well, he'll point at next. Charles gave me a little bit of a handful, but an accident knocked him over and he hit his head. And it was a big mess. I didn't want to kill him that night because he's actually running the place and he's been actually fairly clean. So I just put him in the broom closet.
Oh,
Yeah, be one moment. He'll kind of open the door and he'll kind of like walk out and open it. Does the guy fall out?
Oh yeah, and it's just as slapstick as you would expect in this circumstance. It's elbows and assholes, just.
Okay.
And he's been locked in there for a minute. He's definitely hot, sweaty, scared shitless. But once he realizes he's been let out and who let him out, he starts scrambling up, trying to crab walk away until he runs into a wall and can't run away anymore.
Runs into a wall, knocks himself out.
No, like crab walking is you're basically on all fours, but you're sitting and not, yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, so he's backed into a corner. Just oh god, no.
Michael Myers slowly walk over that way.
and his eyes are locked on yours. It's just the rabbit knows that the fox sees it, and the fox is coming, and the rabbit can't do jack shit.
And I'll get as dangerously close as I possibly can to him.
He's just
Are you
shaking.
afraid? You're gonna piss yourself.
You can smell that he already has.
Oh, sugar, darling.
And he starts crying.
Lar Charveux will kind of reach out and like do this. Love the taste of fear. You should be very, very, very afraid of me this year.
I am.
I know. No, poor thing. If I really, really wanted to do something to you, I could reach my hand into your chest and rip out your heart and fry it up with grits and collard greens. There wouldn't be a goddamn thing you could do about it. But because I'm being especially nice tonight, you smell like piss. You need to go up there and take a shower. Clean this place up. You've had a couple people come by and unfortunately, they've decided to seek business elsewhere. More so, somewhere in a bog somewhere. But you should go clean yourself up and get to work.
Oh, okay.
Your wife will be home from, I was being nice, running errands, but she's cheating on you with the banker.
Are you... And that immediately causes a character shift in him. You notice, like, he is no longer scared. He's, like, he doesn't know how to process this sudden, like, rage dump. Because, I mean, why wouldn't he believe you? The stuff that he's seen you do, he knows what you're capable of, and he knows that you know. Why doubt? But with Chet?
Yeah, the unfortunate name for the little bastard.
Oh, that son of a bitch! I'm gonna fucking kill him.
I bet she was gallivanting off and telling him that he does something you don't do. I don't know what it is that y'all are having issues with, but that's not me. I'm not a marriage counselor.
And you see him turn white as a sheet.
But as you are gathering yourself and getting your thoughts out there, I need you to do me a favor. Once you're done, come back to the room.
Okay.
There will be people there. Don't worry, except for one. She might try to eat you. But I will say this. You're going to help me secure a little friend for play later.
Okay.
And if you are successful in doing this favor for me, I will grant you one thing.
Like a genie?
Sure, like a genie. And then I'll kind of get real close to him and show him my fangs. And I'll just kind of like get real close to his neck and by his ear and just kind of lightly drag them across.
He is shaking like a leaf, and if he shakes, he actually shakes too hard, and his skin actually brushes up against your fangs, which causes him to jolt back even further.
Mm-hmm. I'm a genie that you don't want to put in a bottle. I promise.
Okay, who do you need? Who do you need?
Well, I need you to find me the richest of richest assholes you can find. One looks like he's about mid-40s or late 30s. Fairly clean shaven. And he's kind of gonna think about his child. Someone with a fair body, you know, worked out at least a little bit, not too sloppy, not too frumpy, just right. And with a size 12 shoe. And likes to walk around with money or something and brandish it like it's a weapon. I know you know the type.
I don't know about the shoe size, but I can think a Mark at the country club. Actually, yeah.
Bring Mark here when you finish showering.
Okay.
And does he have a friend that he likes to hang around with too?
Well, he's got his girlfriend, Catherine.
Bring both.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he'll kind of like jump at him. Like, yeah.
And he maybe he didn't think that he had any more water, but he did, and he leaves a mess as he goes up to bathe.
Don't forget to bring a mop to clean up your piss.
There's no response, but you hear the door of the bathroom close. We're going to compress time just because we need to make sure yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry, did you see my message to you, Pat?
I did not. Let me double check that. I was wrapped up in stuff. Hold on a second. Was it in was it in Zoom?
It's in the Zoom chat.
Okay. Okay, let me take a look at this here. Oh, yes, we can totally do that. Yes.
Okay, you remember where I told you she keeps it?
Yes.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to do this while her sire is out of the room. It's not that she doesn't trust him. She trusts him. But this is definitely something he might be a little too interested in, and it's personal.
One has to take consideration for one's personal space, and especially when that personal space is inside
my rib cage. Yeah.
How are you getting those cards out there, Celia?
She keeps her grandmother's deck close to her, of course, as close as possible.
To her heart as possible.
Yes, against her unbeating heart. So she gets a knife or a scalpel. I'm sure that Lar Charveux is something in the room that she can use. And
they're on the table.
Makes a good deep incision right in her center, near like the two ribs. She knows she needs to get open to get to her deck. And she makes that good deep incision and works her hand in there and gets a hold on the ribs and pulls, almost like it's a door hinge, even though it's not. So they're gonna like break.
This does hurt.
But she opens it and she's holding it, the ribs with her left hand, and works her right hand in to pull out her grandmother's deck. And Nix and Cherry have probably not seen her do this before. So this could be interesting or odd. You might have questions. I don't know. But she reaches in and pulls out this bloody deck that was clearly nestled against her heart. And she pulls it out and puts it down on the table and closes her bones and meat back up. And I'm trying to decide if she's going to put it away again, because if so, there's no point in her healing herself right now. But we never discussed precisely anything about her grandmother.
Yeah, we'll say we can flesh Grandma out. We'll say to be determined.
Okay.
We can definitely go more in depth in exploring that later. But as far as the mechanics of the, we'll say it's painful. But since this was self-inflicted, you're not going to have to heal it or do a rouse to heal. It's just, it hurts. That's it. That's kind of like the whole Samdi thing is, you're a corpse with cubby holes. But you've got the cards in your hands. You're kind of reattuning to the deck, reaching out, caressing the loa of your grandmother. Go ahead and roll me a rouse for premonition.
Pass.
And your grandmother is there. Just like an old friend who maybe you've stopped coming by around as much as you used to, but she's still there.
And only Celia see her?
This is all in her mind. This is all
okay.
This is all in her
Gotcha.
mind. Yeah.
Yeah, any conversation that occurs will probably occur through Celia drawing cards.
Yep.
Okay.
And
or maybe the cards flip themselves. I'm not sure how this is going to go.
This is we're gonna follow more of the traditional Samdi thing. This is Celia's being ridden by her grandmother. And Celia, we'll play this out like you are having an internal spiritual conversation with her. And the cards will kind of reflect that conversation. But this is you using your gift to see into the future, and you're just using it through the lens of your dead grandmother, who's very, very important to you still, even though the fact that you are dead and have been for quite some time. Oh, what is it you wish to know?
Well, we're going to be doing something dangerous. Is there anything we should watch out for?
You know that things are not how they should be. The one who made you told you such, correct?
Yes.
The thing that you need to be concerned about is where that butcher's bill is going to land. And this needs to be set right tonight, or there will be dire consequences for the future.
How much would her grandmother be aware of, like, the fact that Celia was supposed to have died in that basement?
She would know.
She would know?
She would know.
Okay, so Celia's gonna say, do you mean that I'm not supposed to walk out of that swamp?
I don't know now. The thing about altering fate is that once you've undone the tapestry, there's no putting it back together the same way. And I can't speak of what has yet to come, but is in motion. You have to remember that things change. Even your kind. And that's when you feel the connection break. As far as the cards that have presented themselves, the first card is going to be the Queen of Pentacles reversed. The second card is going to be the Hierophant reversed. The third card is the Wheel of Fortune. But now this card's been marked. You've actually put a small tear in one of the corners. When you open your eyes, something happened during the reading that you see that the Wheel of Fortune card that was part of this deck is now permanently marked and cannot provide an accurate reading whenever it presents itself again.
Thank you, Grandma.
So, we're going to go ahead. We're going to compress time. Where is this ritual for Shambling Hordes going to take place?
I think finding a cemetery with like a mausoleum that they can get into would probably be the easiest. They're less likely to be crowded, like a hospital. Well, crowded. There's less likely to be people there, period, like there would be in a hospital, and then they don't have to do digging if they can find a mausoleum.
Give everyone here in the cemetery tonight, conducting this ritual, I want you all to give me a resolve and academics roll or a wits and investigation roll. Whichever one of those is higher. I know they're weird. Joe, let me get you your pool. Okay, that's not where I needed it. There we go. Got it. Joe, go ahead and roll me 5 dice. Okay, that's a 4 from Nyx. That's a 2 from Cherry.
2.
It's a 2 from Celia. That is a 4 from Lar Charveux. Nyx, remind me, you got a 4 as well, correct?
Yes.
So the two of you are actually kind of staking out, looking for the biggest mausoleum in the cemetery. And the two of you actually find it first. But it is a rather large, we'll say austere, white granite and marble mausoleum. The very meticulously polished bronze plaque above the entry gate reads Milliner over the top. you found there's got to be plenty of bodies here in this mausoleum.
Oh, the irony is going to be so delicious.
Hang on, one thing and go for it.
One of my convictions is robbed from the dead.
There you go.
Yep, that works.
Yeah.
So,
And trap spirits, but she does that often, so.
so let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead. We can say you're breaking into this mausoleum. There's 4 kindred here. Of course, that door's fucking coming down. It'd be silly to make you roll for it. But how many bodies are we trying, or how many bodies can we use for this particular ritual here next?
I don't think there is a limit.
I'm
A human
referencing-
corpse or multiple human corpses.
Let me take a look at this here. Must have a separate corpse in addition to a human prepared for sacrifice.
Here it is. Upon a win, a number of aggressive dead equal to the necromancer's oblivion rating, or the number of prepared bodies, whichever is lower. So my oblivion rating is 3, I believe. So we can make 3 zombies.
Yep, 3 zombies from Chet. Or no, what was the country club's name again? Mark. Thank you. I'm like, it was one of those 2. I knew it was
Mark and Catherine.
Mark and Catherine. Yes, thank you.
Are they both back at the place?
Just for the sake of brevity here, we're kind of fast forwarding to the mausoleum. We can say that you have procured, or rather, the owner of the B&B has procured these 2 people as instructed and requested. We'll gloss over the nuts and bolts.
I was gonna suggest, can I have just charisma them out here for a private reading or some bullshit like that?
Oh yeah, that's fine. Once again, there's 4 kindred here. If you want these people out here, they're gonna get here. It's just a matter of how. So, I do. Just because it's relative here. Does Lar Charveux leave the owner of the B&B alive at the end of all this?
Yes.
Okay.
There is a caveat to his thing.
Okay.
I just saw that. That was immediately what I was going to say. He'll be my little ghoul, though.
Because this guy's not broke himself. They've got money. It's useful having a sugar daddy in your back pocket when you need one.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So, as far as this ritual goes, now, were we gonna do this actually? Were we gonna do this out in the bog, or were we gonna do this in the cemetery and just say we're gonna take all the dead shit out to the bog? What's gonna work best for you all? What do you want to do?
I think doing it in the cemetery and taking them with us as shambling hordes is easier than dragging lifeless dead bodies around, right?
I'm good with that, but this is a big moment. I think this is a cool power, and I want you to enjoy using it. So do whatever you think would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
It would be really cool set against a bog, though.
I'm so they're out in the 2 live beings are out in the cemetery, and I'm staring at them with eyes of the serpent.
Oh, actually, yeah, we could. Ooh, that would be however you wanted to get these 2 wherever they needed to go, Cherry could definitely keep them enraptured with Eyes of the Serpent. Easily.
I think I changed my mind. I think I want to grab 3 dead bodies and just put them in the RV and take them out to the edge of the bog and do it there, because that looks a lot cooler.
Plans for Catherine.
Okay.
Do we just sort of lift Tadio out of the front seat and put him in a chair in the back, and one of us drives?
Yeah.
You can put him on the pull-out.
Yeah.
And
he should have been on the pull-out.
He is sawing logs. He is literal dead weight with a pulse.
Whose ghoul is he?
Mine.
Okay.
Yeah, he's Giovanni property.
Yeah, he's Giovanni property.
So we're out here in this bog, or on the edge of this bog.
Moon's high in the air, fog is drifting around us.
Oh, it's not fog, it's that storm that we've been talking about.
Oh, right.
It's that storm that is finally breaking. The smell of dead fish and brine. Tide shallows that's been left out in the sun way too long. The water's gone and never returning. This funky, but there's lightning, cloud to cloud, ground to cloud. The rain is lashing upon everyone like icy whips. But you wouldn't have it any other way.
Nyx just takes a deep breath.
And how are you... How is your version of shambling hordes carried out? How do you do this?
So, Nyx is going to lay out the 3 bodies to form a triangle on the edge of the bog. Because something geometry helps center the power that's about to happen here. And she's going to take Mark and lay him... I'm not quite sure how Eyes of the Serpent works, but basically she wants to lay him down in the... So, like, there's a triangle here, and then Mark is the line from the top point down. Just
Horcrux?
on his back. Yeah, he's the Elder Wand in the Deathly Hallows. He's the Elder Wand.
This is how. I mean, hey, welcome to Neo-Paganism 101. You work with your own personal. Yeah, this is fine. Continue. I'm loving this.
Nyx mutters, "Fuck J.K. Rowling," but the symbolism is here. She's gonna have Mark. She's gonna make Mark lay down on his back, and then we don't have to get into the gory details. What?
I like to make Catherine watch.
Oh sure. Nyx is going to take her knife and just
do something.
Gut him as the blood's. Oh yeah, sorry.
No, I wanted to say because I wanted this to be very special. I just he kind of hold Catherine, not like restrict her, but kind of drape himself over her. Now, Catherine, there, Chef. Now, what's going to happen is something real fantastic, and it's going to be something you wish you had never seen, but seen all the while there. So, as Mark is about to go down for all his crimes, why don't you tell him 2 things that you've been hiding from him?
And this has been a very weird night for Catherine. A very weird night. And you can tell when someone has been pushed past their mental limit, and she's completely shut down. I've been fucking Chet.
Double whammy. All right.
And Catherine. Or not. No, she's Catherine. Duh.
Yeah.
It would be dude's wife. Yeah, the owner of the B&B. Wait, I got my people mixed up, didn't I? Here, hold on a second. Yes, I did.
So, Catherine's been fucking Chet, and
yes,
and she's also been fucking The B&B owner's wife.
Yes.
Who's also fucking Chet.
I love
also
it. The
fucking
B&B's owner's wife is cheating on him every which way she can.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right, that's the first thing. Kind of already smelled that one. Second,
Uh-huh.
what's the second thing that you want to say?
The money's gone.
Oh, look at that. How do you
much
feel
did
about
you-
that, Mark?
Say again?
How do you feel about that, Mark?
Has Mark been gutted yet? No.
Not yet.
No,
Will be
no.
very
Nick
soon.
paused so Lar Charveux could do this
okay.
little bit.
He's
But I imagine Mark's like bound, so he can't move. He was also probably gagged, so when Lar Charveux asks that question, Nick just rips the gag out of his mouth.
I'll give you anything. I'll give you anything. Just let me go.
Nope, that wasn't the question you were asked.
What? What?
How do you feel
Feel about what?
about what Catherine just said?
Uh-huh. He hasn't been paying attention to anything going outside of his own bubble. He's been in fight or flight mode this whole time, and just like, what?
That's just a
Yo.
shame. She's been
Yo.
truthful to you, and you weren't
Your
listening.
wife is involved in a love triangle, and she's been spurting that thing out farther than any Olympic gymnast could do. So we're just gonna say that for that. Now,
And you have no more money.
and yeah, you broke as a hobo. So
What?
It's not a bad look, you know. I mean, hey, takes time on clothes.
He's actually kind of like struggling to sit up a little bit, and he's looking at.
Nick pushes him back down.
Don't do that now, Sheriff. Now we're gonna play truth. We're playing all the truths. Now, Mark, tell us two things before everything, so we can get the show on the road. I love hearing this. What have you done? Be honest now.
So, Junior, I got a vasectomy 6 years ago.
Scandalous.
Probably Chet.
Okay, interesting. Second, say it.
The heroin is under the floorboards beneath my side of the bed.
I knew it. And just for the hell of it, 1/3 thing to make it all even.
I don't want to die. Let me
That's
go.
not a secret.
Yeah, we all don't want to die, but it's gonna happen eventually. Now, be honest now, and if you're not, I'll cut off one of your pinkies and feed it to her. Come on, I know you got another secret up in that shell.
Do it.
You want me to cut your pinky?
If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna make sure that bitch gets what's coming to her. Fucking do
Oh,
it.
she's gonna get what's coming to her. Niggas, I've had enough fun. Go and do what you do, baby.
Okay. Nick stuffs his mouth back and then just what is that line from Macbeth?
Which one?
There's several iconic lines.
There is a very good line
Specific
from
line.
Macbeth.
I know what you're talking about. I
I know what it is. Hold on. I know what to search for. Yes. Unseams him from the knave to the chaps.
There it is.
And I guess I'll make my roll.
Yep. Go ahead.
I do have to make a frenzy check,
Yes.
which I don't remember what I rolled for that.
Spent willpower.
Spent
Unspent,
Unspent. Spent.
which
Yeah,
would have
unspent.
refreshed. This is a new
Okay.
session. Yeah.
Great. So that's 5 dice.
And I'm gonna make Catherine watch. I'm like,
That is 3 successes, and I think it's a difficulty of 2.
Yep, you're good.
Great.
The beast is reveling in what you're about to do. It loves this part. And it's going to let you be for now.
I'm going to roll to rouse the blood to add 2 dice. And I did miss, so...
Oh, it gets its due, though. Yep.
That's all right. Now I'm back at 1 hunger.
Point of clarification, on that rouse there, was that a 1 by any chance?
No, it was a 4.
Okay. Because, I mean, technically using Oblivion and you get a 1 on your rouse, you're supposed to gain a stain. I'm just throwing that out there just to remind everyone how we, should be doing this rules as written.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then it is Resolve and Oblivion?
Yep.
Yes. So we have 2 dice from the rouse, 3 for Oblivion, and then 3 for Resolve.
Ooh.
I don't want that.
oh,
That's a hunger die.
Yes, sir.
Can Nyx get an extra die for the area that we're in because of this?
Oh, yeah. Did you? Oh, yeah. You want to... you know what? Actually, let me preface this by saying that doing... using that power would be a very bad idea here.
Or the Shroud Thin?
Yes, that would actually be a very bad idea using that here. Okay, so I'm gonna toss that out here, and actually, Lar Charveux would have provided that information that it's not a good idea to be fucking with the veil in this part of the
We're gonna raise the entire cemetery. That's gonna be fun.
That makes me just want to do it even more. But
then,
I'll resist.
then by all means, go ahead if you want to.
Out of game, I want to. Nyx is smarter than that, though.
I love this.
No other extra dice then?
No,
We do it at the edge of the bog.
Tell you
Is that what we're doing, or in the cemetery?
You're doing it at the edge of the bog.
Yeah.
I will give you 1 die for Lar Charveux's, we'll say, spiritual assistance with Catherine here.
Perfect. All right. That is... that is not a success. That is not a success. Everything else is a 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 crit.
Is that a messy crit or a normal crit?
That was a normal crit.
Okay.
Yep, the 1 hunger die was the only miss that I had.
And Lar Charveux's warning proves to be of import. As Nyx, you complete your part of the ritual, at least as far as Mark is concerned, and you almost feel the spirits of the lost and forsaken just begging for a home here in these bodies. And you are going to pick up a stain for killing the mortal during the ritual, of course.
That makes sense.
But the ritual's not fully complete yet. Catherine's blood needs to be spilled on the rest of these bodies here in order for this to get the full effect.
A stain takes away 1 of my humanity, right?
No, just mark it on your tracker. You should be good.
Is it just 1 body, or do you need 2?
Actually, well, yeah, just
I
be
thought
1.
you only
It's
need
just
1.
1. It's just 1. It's just 1. Yeah, you're right. It's 1.
No, I want to make sure because
Yep.
I got plans with Catherine. So.
Okay. All right. So the bodies, you have 3 Milliner corpses here, dressed in their Sunday best as they were when they were entombed.
I love this.
And they say that, like, when Deborah sees them, they're like people she actually knows.
We might get that's actually not a bad take there, and we're gonna put a pin in that because I love that little nugget. I love that.
With my
Sister.
hands kind of draped over Catherine, I'm still gonna like clap like.
And she's just staring.
Nyx does like a mock bow.
Now that is what I'm talking about. Don't you hear the voices? Don't you hear the spirits?
Oh, I hear
I
them.
warned you. But have fun with what you know how to do. See, you ought to try some of this one every now and then. You know, play with the spirits. It's quite fun. Now, Catherine, Sugar, do you want to go away from all this pain now that you have now found all this resonance?
Am I gonna have to eat that finger?
Oh, no, Shell. You don't have to do that at all.
Do it.
All right. Storyteller,
Yes.
I would like to take her to the Shadow Realm and just leave her there.
That. Oh. Lar Charveux. You asked the Loa kindly, politely, to take this lost little lamb where she needs to go, to find herself. And they whisper back, "We." And you feel all of those ghosts that you keep bound about your person let loose and swirl at Catherine's feet. You don't even need Sense the Unseen to be able to see what's happening here as the ground beneath her starts to become fading, misty nothingness. And she slowly fades away.
And I want to kiss her on the cheek and tell her in her ear, "I'll see you soon, Shell."
She nods ever so slightly as she passes from this realm into the land of the dead.
All right.
And here's where we will take our intermission. When we come back, the raid on the lighthouse. And welcome back to the finale here for Psychopomps Incorporated. We're jumping right in. We're sinking our fangs into the raid on the Millinery Lighthouse. That's ultimately what this is. This was a little section of land that the Milliners once owned, and they developed it to help out the community, to give them a place for the community to gather and enjoy the swamp. And the lighthouse was a scenic addition to mostly bring in tourists. But the lighthouse really didn't serve any navigational function this deep inland, and the maintenance was too much. The lighthouse went, and that's when the city of Ipswich just stopped caring, let the property go. It's spoken among the children and teenagers of Ipswich that you don't go into Milliner Swamp after dark, because little Timmy disappeared 2 summers ago and is still on the back of a milk carton. Everyone knows someone who's disappeared here ever since the Milliners, we'll say, came into power within the Giovanni clan. But the coterie and their mala have had to hoof it through the wetlands the last 150, 200 meters to the lighthouse. It's slow going. The zombies that you raised are definitely having a hard time of it. You're almost spending more time helping them out of the muck than you are actually making any forward progress. And in fact, Nyx, these are your creations. I want you to give me a resolve and a cult roll. You may go ahead and add your oblivion rating to it.
Okay. Resolve. Cult and Oblivion.
Yep.
That's a pretty good dice pool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I lost one of my dice to the ether, so let me grab another one and re-roll that.
Yep.
Great. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Maintaining one of these zombies isn't going to be a problem. You can keep one whole and unscathed. If you want to bring the other two along for the final ride here, you're going to need to make a rouse check for both. Fail, you get hungrier, and the zombie is consumed by the bog. You can just choose to let the zombie go without the rouse check. Okay.
That's one fail.
You exert your will to keep this thing together. You didn't have that many fresh picks of the litter here. Mm-hmm. And this was the quality of the parts not quite holding it together. You give of yourself one last urge, and then it collapses into a pile of dust and mud as it falls apart and decays, is used up by the power of your magic, and is consumed by the swamp. Roll for the second one.
That is a success.
But that one was dead weight. You see that now. It was foolish to waste the effort. But this one you're able to maintain. Yes, Lar Charveux.
Was there anything like on that one that was collapsing, like physical?
Give me a dexterity and investigation, please.
How many dice is that?
Oh, yes, that is correct. Hold on. I'm sorry.
You're good.
It's not very good. That's 4 dice.
Okay. That's fine. 3.
You see the chain of what's probably a family heirloom that got interred with the corpse. It is a very fancy pocket watch that you are able to lift off of the body before the swamp consumes it. And you see there is a very stylized monographed M engraved in the back of this fob watch, almost stylized like the Giovanni G of old.
I'll put it in my front pocket.
There is power in that watch.
Is it?
Yes, there is.
At some point during our march into the swamp, with exquisite corpse in mind, Celia has touched one of them, at least one of them, if only to not look like herself and maybe surprise somebody at some point.
Okay.
So she's done that, just letting you know.
Okay. That's fine. Anything else here, Lar Charveux?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I got a little a little lost in my thought now. I'm still thinking about what I'm gonna do with Captain when I get back in that side of the world. Anyway, also little bit of tidbit of information that's kind of important. There's a spirit that's been fucking around with Miss Milliner here. Very powerful spirit. And I had to keep that a little close to my chest because I know one of us is a little finicky around spirits.
This is the Specter of the vampire. And Sherry is well, let's just say Lar Charveux's motivation for keeping that information to himself was so that there wasn't going to be any possible trepidation on Sherry's part walking into the swamp. So that information has now been thrown at the coterie's feet.
And Celia just sort of tosses a less than pleased look at her sire. It's like, why would you hide that?
Because one of you is a little hanky. I was going to tell you all eventually. I wasn't going to steer you wrong. Now, Sheriff, come on. I wouldn't do that to you. A lot of things I would do, but lead you down a dark path to nowhere is not one.
That thing was supposed to kill me.
And we will deal with that accordingly. And he'll kind of like, boop. You know?
Man.
And the coterie finally gets to stable, firm ground. The soft mud of the wetland gives way to loam, gives way to scrabble and gravel, cracked and broken asphalt. The lighthouse itself probably stands only 3 stories tall. You can see that the glass itself up in the tower has been cracked and broken out. And from what little pieces remain, this was more ornamental than actual focusing glass that you would find in a lighthouse. And you can see that the lighthouse itself, it's an electric lamp. This was more, as I said before, an ornament than a functional lighthouse. But the Milliner spared no expense. And it looks just like an authentic lighthouse. And in fact, you used to be able to go on tours here in the 80s to visit the the old vintage lighthouse that had graffiti inside the tower. It had been used for, your typical teenage hangout spot, which of course is what inevitably led to the disappearances over time. But the lighthouse itself is getting battered by the storm. You being kindred, the weather doesn't bother you. It's an inconvenience if you're trying to maintain the masquerade if it gets too cold out. But it's still maybe putting everyone a little on edge. And as the closer you get to the lighthouse, that's when the massive conflux of all of these broken threads of fate really hit everyone at home. Anyone using Sense the Unseen, or actively using Sense the Unseen, you instinctively want to stop using it. It hurts to look at, being inside this mass of tangled threads of fate. This really is a Gordian's knot that you're going to have to cut through, unfortunately.
The storm that's occurring my assumption as a player is that it is something to do with maybe a magic that's being done.
Mm-hmm.
Would Celia be aware of that in some way?
Yeah. And if anyone has any dots in Oblivion, you can feel that there is a negative spiritual... The abyss is behind this storm. Okay, I want to stress that. The abyss is behind the storm.
What if we simply destroy the lighthouse from the outside?
I mean, we could do that.
And force them out here.
It's unfortunate that it wasn't an authentic lighthouse, because then we'd have some gas to work with.
Oh, I could just make it crumble.
You could. You could, sister.
Are you going to use Aura of Decay?
If nobody objects, then I think Nyx would order her zombies 5 yards that way, so they don't also crumble after all the effort it took to get them here.
Mm-hmm.
And then she would, force them out here instead of going in there blind.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Again, if no one objects, Nyx won't do it if someone thinks it's a bad idea, but...
I don't object.
I think it's reasonable to try to get them out here. And they're probably conducting a ritual inside, so potentially destroying the site they're using could be good. Or at least disrupting whatever they've got going on.
I need wits and awareness from everybody with a -2 die modifier on your rolls. Give me a moment.
Wits and awareness. Here. Let's see, what's my wits and awareness?
Joe, I'm going to
-2.
need you to roll 7 dice.
That's 1 success.
Okay, 1 success for Cherry, 2 for Celia, 5 for Nyx. Two for Lar Charveux. Give me a moment. Next, as you approach the lighthouse, you're the only one who spots it. It's a little blur of movement. They moved when they weren't expecting a sudden blast of lightning to illuminate the tower. And since you're the one making we'll call it the frontal assault, so to speak, you're more keenly aware of your surroundings. I'm going to give you the opportunity to give me a Dex and Athletics roll, please.
Okay. Well, that's 2 dice.
Okay.
2 successes.
2 successes. You think... Wait. Person up high, exposed. Oh shit, I need to move. And as you step off to the left, the crack of a rifle shot cuts through the thunder, and Nyx catches a round in her right shoulder. It goes clean through. You take 1 superficial damage.
Okay.
And you hear a male's voice shout out over the storm. Not 1 step closer. Turn around and go back where you came from.
Nyx holds up her hands and then like grabs her shoulder where the hole was made and says, "Okay, not one step closer." And then we'll start the R of decay.
Okay, go ahead. Make your
so
rouse check.
Rouse check. That's a pass.
Okay.
I'm gonna play it risky and rouse the blood.
Ooh.
That's a fail. So now I'm at 3 hunger.
Oh,
You need to eat.
At least you got those zombies.
This is teeth are getting longer and sharper. I keep dropping dice.
Are we aware of that person's voice, or is
You
it
are
just-
now. The wits and awareness was for people to spot the sniper. Nyx rolled high enough to sidestep them taking their pot shot at her as she was making her assault.
after that shotgun
It was a rifle.
a rifle.
It
After
was a
that rifle, after the rifle goes off, I'm gonna do toughness because I have that as my fortitude.
Okay.
That's a rouse check.
Yep.
So that is a pass.
Okay.
So I get
It gives you a plus 2
yeah.
to or yeah. I'll review it.
What type
I'm
of
gonna
shadow
spend a
power
willpower.
does-
One second, Joe. Let me get with Nyx here first, and then we'll get with you here.
No problem.
Okay.
Make sure I don't knock any of these dice out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Roll 3. There we go. That's a little better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
You draw upon the power of this place. You channel the death and decay around you from all of the bodies that have disappeared into this swamp over the decades. And the stonework around the front door, which is just banging in the frame in the storm, starts to crumble. And the whole front of the building starts to collapse. Now, Lar Charveux, you basically can... Whatever cool Oblivion shit you want to do, fuck it.
Do it.
All right. Do I see this person up wherever they're shot the rifle at?
You know where they were at. You do not have eyes on right now. Neither does Nyx. They took their shot and then they're in cover.
Good. Can Lar Charveux use some of the shadowy tendrils and just kind of circle up around, and if can, pick this person up like Acme cartoon style?
Okay. All right, go ahead and roll me a rouse.
Sure will. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Fail.
It's time for blood. It is time. It's time for some motherfuckers to die.
I agree. I think it is.
And that newly acquired spirit of yours, it wants some revenge. And you are able to see through the abyss that is now starting to permeate the area. And you can see through the shadows. You see a man with a hunting rifle and a scope. It's not any, this isn't any fancy hardware. This is a practical working man's gun. He's 45, pudgy. And you urge the Abyss and urge the Loa to reach out and grab him. Go ahead and give me... this is going to be... Roll me 7 dice. And fuck dude up.
Actually, can I rouse the blood too?
Okay, go ahead and roll the rouse. And that'll give you 3 extra dice.
Okay. That is another fail. That is fine.
Well, we gonna have to eat.
One, two, oh, wait. Messy critical. 4, 5, 6, 7.
This man's life is yours. He's a ghoul of the Milliner family.
No.
Not anymore.
Do with him as you will, Lar Charveux.
I want to use the shadow, pick him up and have him hanging in front of me.
And everyone down below can hear him screaming from up in the broken tower as he's up in the air. Continue.
And I want to look at him. Is he looking at me?
You can peer through the shadows at him if you wish. You're still down here on the ground.
Okay.
You're using shadow sight to do this. You're still here. But you can peer through the abyss. I'm going to let you be cool with this shit. You can peer through the abyss at him. You can see him. He can see you.
Hey, you scullery maid motherfucker. Not quite the reaction I wanted to see. I wanted to see you piss yourself. I will end you.
How do you do it?
There's so many things I want to do. I just want to straight exsanguinate him from wherever that area, and then if I can, have his body just fall tossed down.
You're going to take this man's vitae through the abyss and into your person.
Yes.
Cool shadow shit. You can feel the blood enter your gullet. It's cold and icy, like the darkness that it filtered through. You taste his fear, and you want more.
I
do. That is when you look at the 3 kindred around you. It would be so easy. You could do it right now, and none of them would be able to stop you.
Celia is looking at you with such pride. She is just she's clearly super proud of you and just kind of thinking to herself, I can do that one day. He's going to teach me.
Roll me 5 dice, Lar Charveux. 5 normal dice.
Okay. There's a 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4.
You can control yourself if you want. You could take one of their lives if you want. It's your choice.
I'll control myself. This time. I'll control myself.
And Celia doesn't know what's going on in her sire's head right now as he's looking at her, thinking how sweet she would taste. How sweet it would be to get his blood back from her. But another time, another place, if it's even necessary, time will tell. But everyone can hear, though, a panicked shriek from inside the lighthouse as that exsanguinated body crumples down through the stairwell. You can hear the shriek of sudden shock over the storm. It's a woman's voice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the front of the lighthouse has crumbled away. You can see basically a cross section here. You've got the main entry area, the main portico. You've got what passes as a authentic kitchen, your kitchenette slash living area. And you could probably guess further on back would be a washroom and maybe a small little bunkhouse. You can't see it from where you're at, but you can clearly see inside the building. There's, however, no lights on inside. Kindred who are close with the abyss don't need lights in the dark. Or kindred who are maybe a little more in touch with their beast don't need lights in the dark. As far as you can tell, there are no other impediments between you and your quarry. What are we going to do here, folks? Does Celia want to do any cool Oblivion shit? Everyone's gotten to flex a little bit here. Well, I guess, Cherry hasn't yet either.
No.
Well, I don't think there's anything that, nothing super relevant.
At least right now, for Celia.
If the guard had, I shot you a message, let me go last on the rifleman. Because, I might just use fatal precog to see how he's supposed to die.
Oh.
And then help that along.
Gotcha.
But that's why I was let me go last on that. But I do not have anything immediate for this situation.
Okay. How about Cherry?
The only thing I have is to throw a Cthulhu jar in the breakable one. It's not safety glass. It'll shatter on impact. Just to throw it in there.
Fucking do it.
Okay. This is gonna be a
I mean, he's the guy who shot Nyx is dead. So
very dead. Tell you what, give me a this is pure yeet power. Give me a strength and athletics check, please.
Just thought you could also ask Lar Charveux to just shadow tentacle it in. If you're not happy
I know my strength is 1 and my athletics is nothing. So I was here, Lar Charveux, can you get this inside?
Oh, well, of course.
Just drop it inside, please. Thank you.
Which is easily done. This is a parlor trick.
Yeah.
For Lar Charveux. But when Lar Charveux tries to deposit it as close as he can, something is impeding him from accessing the abyss inside the chamber where presumably Deborah Milliner and her piece of knob pet are hiding. There is a strong barrier there that he's not going to be able to break through remotely. Anyone who's going to want to try to have any sort of influence beyond that door, you're going to need to be there in person, physically interacting with it. You can, however, if you so choose, Lar Charveux, to just toss the jar at the door and see what happens.
My dump stat was strength,
or
is 1, and my athletics is nothing.
Yeah, I also dump strength because I'm a Hakata.
I'll go for it. Let's just toss it and see what goes.
Okay. That's going to be you, since you are using Arms of the Ahriman, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You've already roused for the arms. They're still active, so you don't need to worry about that. Go ahead and roll. Give me a strength and oblivion, please. Since you're using the arms. Oh, he does. I'm sorry. It's it's been a long day.
Gotten kids.
Yes, that's gonna be 4 dice. Oh no! I misspoke. Actually, yeah, you're basically OP for Oblivion, so that's like 8. Roll me 8 dice, please.
Critical success. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, you said 8, right?
Yep.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. That was a critical success.
Mm-hmm.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh. Sorry, this one didn't roll.
You're okay.
So that's 4. Yeah, math. I hate this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There it is.
And that was on a crit?
Yeah, this is a regular crit.
Okay. Like I said, parlor trick. Effortless. The arm, you are the abyss. And it is such a simple matter. It'd be like flipping a light switch. You throw the jar. And your shadow senses are pleased by the sound of breaking glass. Maybe those standing further back, you hear what you would expect. Now, Lar Charveux, you see, though, through the abyss, that when this jar breaks and the spirit that Cherry had kept bound inside is freed, this was an angry specter. And its form is shadow and blood and teeth, but it is clawing at you, trying to get at you through the abyss.
Mm-hmm.
But its twisted mask of rage turns to pain and panic, and it claws at thin air as another arm reaches from underneath the door, grabs the specter, and pulls it inside.
Joy.
And you feel that specter gone. You cannot feel it.
Oh,
Well, shit.
oops. I was trying something. Didn't quite go as planned. Sorry.
I did warn y'all that there was a little motherfucker in here that sucked on spirits' teeth.
Mm-hmm.
So, looks like we're going to go in.
Time to go in, I guess.
How are we going to go about this?
Nyx orders the zombies ahead of them.
Reasonable.
Meat shields.
Meat shields.
Mhm.
Meat shields. Uncle and aunt are coming to the party, Deborah.
And
Where's the guy?
Say again, Joe?
Where's the guy that they sang when he fell down the stairs, right?
Oh yeah, he's basically in the room with Deborah Milliner.
That's
Okay,
why
never
she
mind.
screamed.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So the
sorry.
Yep.
At this point, I am going to utilize Exquisite Corpse just as we go forward.
Okay.
Simply element of surprise, potentially.
Yep.
Because it's not going to actually change anything else about me.
Mhm.
Or it's not going to change my capabilities. I just
Right.
look like whichever corpse I touched.
Mhm.
Which, for the sake of the scene, since I touched all 3 of them, I would like it to be the one that is not present.
I like that.
Okay.
So are you gonna kind of like try to blend in with?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna try to blend in with them. Is the idea?
Oh, I fucking love this.
I think it's a fun use of the skill.
Yes, this is.
Okay.
Give me. Ooh. Ooh, this is going to be a fun one. Give me a stamina and performance roll, or dexterity and performance, whichever of those two is higher. If you've roused something since we've started back from intermission.
I have not yet, so I was going to say that I am because I have not done that yet.
Okay.
Pass.
Okay, you're good.
So that's another 2. You said it was stamina and what?
Performance.
This is not fortune telling, but I still get 2 dice.
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty. 4, 5, 6, 7.
On a crit?
Yes.
Okay.
Got a crit.
Messy crit or normal
Clean
crit?
crit.
Clean crit.
I only have 1 hunger dice.
And this actually works out to your advantage here because you're a zombie. This is part of you. It's just you're adding a little flourish to it. And you see you see one of the zombies just kind of like the doorknob for this room it's a twist knob, and you can see they're not gonna get this. And you actually kind of like nudge your way in and kind of like twist the knob for them, and then let them do the work for you and push the door open. And it's actually a good thing you did, that you were the one to make contact with the door. As your hand, you feel, it's so cold. Painfully cold. You're going to take a level of superficial damage from touching this door.
Warded, isn't it?
But you broke the ward. And this is only superficial. Let's just say if you were rocking like the level 4 lore sheet for the Harbingers, you'd probably be in a really bad state right now. If the zombies had touched the door, that would have been a very bad thing. But for all intents and purposes, you're dead, but you're alive. And it doesn't quite work as intended. And so it comes as a complete and total surprise when these 2 zombies go shambling into this room unexpected ahead of you. I'm going to let you kind of have your say in this. Are you going to be kind of keeping back from them? Are you describe how you're doing this?
Oh no, I'm sticking with them. It might look a little odd if I didn't.
Okay. And the other 3 of you...
she would have winked at you guys as she did this. It's sort of just like a... Which looks a little weird from someone else's face, even though it's making Celia's facial expression.
And
she gives a big thumbs up.
She looks just like the corpse that fell behind in the swamp. But the 2 meat shields press in ahead of you. And you see Deborah Milliner. She's dressed like she should be entertaining guests. She's not equipped for this by any stretch. And in fact, you see she's still trying to deal with the shock of her trusted valet being exsanguinated and tumbling down the stairs at her feet. The other inhabitant of the room you see is a gentleman. He's dressed in what could be considered ceremonial garb for the Peace Knob. I don't want to... There's going to be appropriation issues with that, and I don't want to... So we're just going to leave it generic. But you can see that he is actually in the middle of a ritual.
Gonna stop that.
Okay. And he's actually looking back at the 3 zombies that have suddenly come into the room.
3 zombies.
And he turns around, and you can see he's got a relatively fresh human heart clenched in his hand, and it's bleeding, and he's got a ceremonial dagger in the other, and he turns his attention to see, and then a sense of shock crosses his face, and then the ritual that he was conducting comes to a stop, which is a very bad thing.
Oh, all right.
You, Celia, being there in the room, you feel an all too familiar spiritual presence there. It is, so angry. It is nothing but hatred. It is nothing but the sheer desire to consume, to eat, to devour, to eradicate every single living thing it can get its hands on. And if a few vampires get in the way, so be it. But where the spirit was once cold and calculating like a vampire, you can feel that if a vampire Specter could wassail, they've done so. If it could have gotten even worse, it has.
Thank you.
Yep. There is no reasoning with this thing. You can tell that right now. I'm going to give the other 2 members of the coterie and Lar Charveux opportunities to do things here. We're going to start with Cherry, and then we're going to go to Nyx, and then we're going to go to Lar Charveux. So Cherry, what are you going to be doing here presented with this scene? The 3 zombies are inside. You're in like the portico area looking into this room. Everyone here can see what's going on.
Can I get the attention of, what's her name? Deborah, by any chance?
You can try. It would require... Well, I mean, are you going to enter the room? You can.
Yeah.
Are you going to enter the room and approach Deborah? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll cover that. Okay, Nyx, what are you wanting to do?
Nyx is going to order the zombies ahead to attack.
Okay, what's Lar Charveux going to do? We'll get to you here. We'll get to you here next.
It depends. If everything's gonna go this way, he'll kind of hold. But I would like to have the shadow tendrils ready to pull some people's heads off.
Okay. Next, you wanted to... I'll double back to you here. What were you going to add?
I was just going to clarify that she's targeting, because Cherry's doing something with Deborah, she's going to target the piece of nub.
Okay. All right. So, Cherry, we'll cover you first. You kind of squeeze in to the room, and you... the saying multiple things happen at once.
Mm-hmm.
But you go up, and as I said before, Deborah's hysterical. She's actually the stupid bastard basically landed right on top of her.
Oh, that's fun.
And she's finally coming to grips with the fact that her valet is dead, and shit has gone horribly south. She's... You wouldn't say she's on the verge of a terror frenzy, but it's not going to take much to push her there. You're wanting to engage in conversation with her? What were you wanting to say?
Oh, I wasn't engaging in conversation with her. I was doing Eyes of the Serpent on her.
Oh.
It's always free. Against her, I have to do charisma and presence versus its wits and composure. And then
thank you for having that rule ready for me. I appreciate you, Kat. I love you. Thank you.
I'm gonna blood surge on it.
Okay, go ahead and give me your rouse first.
Okay.
And
that is a 5? Is that a failure?
That is a failure. You get hungrier.
I go up to hunger 1. So then I get
there's great grandma.
Hi, great grandma. Are you sure it's great grandma? I should get my hunger die as this. Let's see here.
We'll work on that.
Let me look what I need to roll for that. I need charisma and presence.
Yep.
Plus my 2 die that I got. So charisma is 2. My presence. Why is it? Presence is 1. Okay. So that's 5 die. I'm gonna roll that.
This is not a good pool for her, and she's pretty hungry.
That's 1 success, but I'm going to spend a willpower. We're at right at the end of everything.
Yep.
That is 2 successes.
She got 6 on a messy crit.
Oh no.
You hear that familiar voice. Oh, let me take care of this. I got her. Come on.
Oh, I'm gonna let him out.
And you feel him come forward, and his eyes are yours. And he tries his best to soothe her and keep her locked in place like the prey that she is, but her beast recoils in fear, and that terror frenzy that I said was going to happen has activated, and she is now screaming like a banshee up the top of the stairs up towards the lighthouse. Now, Nyx, you are telling the zombies to go forth and attack. Celia, are you still tagging along with this here?
No, at this point, I'm looking at the ritual that Pisanob was doing. Presumably, they were trying to bind this vampire wraith. I'm probably not going to be able to bind it, but I might be able to do something with it, at least to divert it. Okay. So I'm going to be examining this ritual, and I do have occult, ghosts, and grave rituals.
Okay, go ahead and give me intelligence, occult. Your specialty does count.
Do both specialties?
Yes, they do.
Okay. You said occult and intelligence.
Yep.
I'm not sure that I have. Spend a willpower to re-roll.
Go right ahead.
That is significantly better. That's 6.
Okay, so what were we attempting to do here? You were trying to interpret the ritual?
Figure out what the ritual is and figure out how I can use it.
Okay. So this ritual, this is something homebrew. This is something that the Pisanob have kept in the family. You can see some of the base elements that Lar Charveux has taught you. I mean, when you're messing with the dead, it's all the same nuts and bolts at the end. It's just however you want to dress it up. But the ritual itself, you can tell, has completely sputtered out. It's completely failed. The Pisanob is going to have to expend a great amount of energy and possibly more sacrifices to try this again. And you can tell that the spirit is angry. It's wanting whatever it can get its hands on.
Can I offer the pisanob in some way?
Okay. How are you gonna want? How do you want to try to do this here?
Okay, so the pisanob is no longer utilizing the ritual,
Correct.
but all the equipment is still there.
Correct.
I know the basic nuts and bolts.
Correct.
I would like to essentially steal it.
Okay, so you're gonna break away, and you're basically gonna try to hijack his ritual.
Yes.
So the piece of knob is he doesn't know what to do. He knows he's got that angry Specter at his back. He's got these two zombies in front of him. And what the hell is going on with this third? What the fuck is... And that's when he realizes where the bigger threat is. And Celia, you feel that cold sense of the abyss wash over you like a wave. You can go ahead and roll Dex and Athletics.
Believe it or not, that's 4.
He scored 3.
Yay!
And the Loa tell you when to move. They have your back.
Nice.
This is why you take care of your helpers.
Yeah.
Duck now. And you do. And you feel the abyss just poof over you harmlessly. Lar Charveux, you can now act. You know you're gonna be you are the only one in the room that's even got a chance at keeping the Specter at bay. What are you going to try to do here?
With the Specter?
Yes.
And he's in the abyss, correct? Or is he just out with?
Oh, he's very present. He's very present. Imagine a swirling. Well, it's the Tempest itself. Embodied here in the physical. This Specter is that powerful.
Okay.
This is something which should not be.
And Deborah is freaking out from a terror frenzy.
Mm-hmm. Deborah's effectively gone right now.
Okay. I'm not sure if it'll work. Hear me out. I want to, if I can, do like the Mummy.
Okay.
And have like the spirit pulled into the realm and have it just kind of like ripped apart.
Turn it in on itself.
Yes.
Ooh. You think you can do it? This is you don't know if there's enough Gree powerful enough to pull this off, but by God, you're gonna try.
If I have to cut my hand and sacrifice something for the Loa, I'll do it.
Tell you what. Why don't you
lay it on me?
We're gonna do this 3 and out.
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna do this 3 and out. And I'm going to give you your die pool to roll. And we're gonna make things interesting here. Celia had the intent on trying to hijack the ritual. She's going to be round 2 of the 3 and out. Nyx is the one controlling the zombies to keep the peace and knob out of your hair.
Okay.
She's going to be the 3rd on the 3 and out.
Okay.
Cherry, I've got something fun for you. Okay? So, Lar Charveux. I'm gonna be keeping tabs of these rolls.
Okay.
Okay? And this is where I'm gonna do the several things happen at once cinematic narrative here. Okay?
Okay.
So, Lar Charveux, roll me. Wait, have you roused anything? This.
Not
this particular scene. No, wait, fuck it. Go ahead and give me.
Whatever you say.
Give me 7 dice. Celia, I'm gonna need for you to make a rouse check for me.
And does this count as a new scene? Can I rouse my blood again?
Same scene.
Same scene?
Same
Okay.
scene. Yep.
Failure.
Okay.
So I am at 200. Ooh.
You have to give some blood for this ritual, of course. You're jumping in.
Fine.
You're tagging in.
Yeah. I don't have time to grab a knife or whatever. I just bite my wrist and rip.
Okay. All right. You are going to need to give me a stamina and.
Which I did already rouse.
Yep.
Huzzah.
Yep. You are going to give me a stamina and oblivion.
Five successes.
Okay. And what did Lar Charveux roll again? 5 and 5. Okay. And next, what do you got? Oh wait, now I have to give you your pool, don't I? I'm sorry. Yours is.
I was like, did I miss it?
Actually, we should probably look at the rules as written here as far as these zombies go.
Oh, I posted in the Zoom chat
Thank you.
the aggressive corpse, their stats and everything.
Thank you.
Very helpful.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh boy.
We try to make things easy for our storyteller.
No.
Yeah.
Busy enough.
Thank you. Okay, here's what I'm going to have you do. Nyx, give me... This is the piece that I'm trying to eat your zombies. The spirits inhabiting the zombies. I want you to go ahead and give me a resolve and occult roll.
Okay.
And you can toss in your oblivion too.
Oh, good. Occult and oblivion.
I'm giving you the extra dice because you're going to need it.
1, 2, 3. Oh no, is that only 3 successes? I'm gonna spend another willpower.
Okay.
Okay. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Okay. Alright. He's rousing. He succeeds. He is okay. There, we got that. Okay. So, Lar Charveux, you know this is going to take every single one of your fetters, every single one of your friends, every single one of your servants. You spiritually break all of these fetters. You release every single one of them. You have spent decades collecting this menagerie. This is that important. You let them go. You set them to work. You tell them what you want them to do. Celia, your blood calls out to the viscera strewn about the floor. Whatever sacrifices that this piece of knob made, the abyss has consumed it. It's not recognizable. It's just a mess. And you feel your particular thread of fate pull on the knot in this lighthouse, or surrounding the lighthouse, to try to exert some control over the Specter. Nyx, his power is so strong. You feel one of the ghosts go willingly. It doesn't want to be here anymore. It wants this to end. Even if it means it's absolute destruction, it wants gone. And one of the zombies crumbles to dust at the piece of knob's feet as the other one wraps up with it in a loose grapple, not really dragging him to the floor. Cherry, I'm gonna need you to roll me either your resolve or your unspent willpower, whichever one of those is higher.
I'm muted.
I'm sorry.
I muted myself. I got a 10 and a 9 and a 5 and a 1, so 2 successes.
This is where I left it, you hear in your head. This is mine. And you feel... You remember the pain of the bite when you were embraced.
Yeah.
Oh, if only. This cuts you down to your beast.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be taking this back with me. And you feel that cold stone of that wraithly essence get pulled literally from your chest. Those of you watching Celia, or those of you watching Cherry, can see this actual black, it looks like a stone, rip out from in between her rib cage, from where her heart should sit. And it turns into oily smoke as the Specter that was posing such a threat to you all is torn apart by all of the law that Lar Charveux has released. It screams in pain. You all can hear it. You all can feel it. All of your beasts shudder in fear at the absolute monstrosity in front of it. But this specter is ripped and torn to pieces. You get the sense of one of its claws reaching out, and it grabs the ankle of the pizza knob. And you all hear, "This is mine as well." And then the other hand firmly grabs Lar Charveux's neck. And you, we will have so much fun. And you see Lar Charveux ripped into the abyss where he stands through the ground. You hear the screams of the damned being torn to bits in whatever maelstrom is waiting on the other side. But Lar Charveux's at home. He smiles. What's Lar Charveux's parting words to the coterie before he disappears into the Shadowlands?
Something badass, but like not. I know. What they say, and for Mardi Gras, laissez les bons temps rouler, let the good times roll, and he'll dip out.
And that is where we will end Psychopomps Incorporated. For now. I promise you all, we will be back. Sooner, hopefully, rather than later. We will, of course, be having little epilogues for everybody, dealing with the individual fallout of what just happened, including Monsieur Lar Charveux himself as well. You can't kill someone like Lar Charveux off screen. That ain't gonna fucking happen. Not on my watch. But for now, we'll have the cast say goodbye, tell you where they can be found, and we'll wrap things up, starting with Rosie.
Hello, I am Rosie, regular size mom. You can find me on Twitter at mom_size. Most of what I do there is retweet the stuff that I do with other awesome people. So follow me to find out what all these other awesome people are doing. And you can find me every Thursday and Sunday over on Vorpal Tales. Currently, we're playing Pathfinder and Cult. And Cult is getting like really, really spicy.
Really culty?
Really culty.
Really culty. Like, we're gonna be yeah. We've started getting into like the magic in Cult at this point. So it's getting really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also find me every other Saturday over on Carrying Comfort Studios playing Cyberpunk Red, where I am the tech and I wear really bright lipstick and a lot of fake piercings, and I play with Zoe.
Who we will introduce here in a moment, but was there anything else that you wanted to pitch? Is that it? We're good?
I'm also in 10 Candles with Mark.
Yeah. The VOD will be easily accessible and available. There's that will have that's aired long ago now.
Okay.
By the time everyone will be seeing this. But yes.
And the other thing is, if I'm assuming this will air kind of close to PAX Unplugged.
This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll middle of December ish.
Oh, it's going to be after that.
Okay. Sorry.
Thank you. You're good.
Sorry. I will make sure to provide you adequate PAX Unplugged coverage when the time arises. How's that? All right. And next up is Kat.
Hi. Nope, I'm not muted this time. Hi, I'm Kat. I played Terabina. You watched me devolve into getting sleepier and sleepier, and I'm trying to make those go fast. By this time this airs, my episode with 10 Candles probably would have aired with Martlet Games. If I do my calendar week counting correctly. That is just as weird as this episode is, or maybe even a little weirder, a little bit more creepier. And you can find me as Dead and Glow on a lot of socials: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. That's about it.
What have you been knitting today on stream? Or if you don't want to show it off, it's fine.
I was trying to knit on a shawl, not a shawl. I was knitting a little bit on a shawl, and that hopefully will be done by this time this comes out. And that was for a gift for Ellie Collins.
Okay.
And I was trying to work on a scarf for Ian Muller as a gift as well, but I might have to restart that. It might be done by this time too, so
who knows.
Who knows?
Over here next, as mentioned, Zoe.
Hi, I'm Zoe. You can find me at Twillick43 on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the social medias. You can also find me over on Caring Comfort Studios with Rosie playing Displaced and Disorderly, a cyberpunk red story every other Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You can also find me on some other stuff at Caring Comfort Studios that will probably be known publicly at this point, but I don't know for sure, so I'll stay quiet about it for now. And you can also find me still here on Martlet Games in 10 Candles, episode 5. I think it will have aired by now, so you can check out the VOD for some fun, sad times. Yeah, that's all I got.
Time is weird.
Yes.
Time is made up. Time is made up by Big Clock to sell more clocks.
I would like more
timey-wimey.
I would like I didn't keep my receipt though, unfortunately. Finally, our special guest tonight we got to see him in the mid-season thingy, and now we've got him in the finale. Definitely more to come here with Lar Charveux. I want to stress that you ain't getting off this easy. But anyways, Joe, say hi and bye.
Hey everybody, it's me, Joe. Sorry, that sounded probably scared a lot of you. Sorry about that. Hey, I have been hella excited about this. I am Joe, better known as DJ Torador, Nolofanger on Twitter. I'm a free agent. I just do vampire stuff and every other spooky thing for fun because it's fun. If you want, hire me, buy me dinner, send me money, spicy DMs. I'm here for it all. I have been playing Lar Charveux, the mystical, whimsical, also sometimes kind-hearted. I knit pillows and give to my little coterie babies here. And I've been having so much fun playing, especially this episode with these amazing kindred. So hit me up on the socials. Yeah, I want to also personally thank Rosie, Kat, and Zoe for entertaining my foolishness, as well as Pat for inviting me onto this and doing mummy references and all other quirky stuff. So yeah, there's that. Lar Charveux cannot die because party girls never die.
Work, bitch. So, and anyways, I'm Patrick, the creative director here at Martlet Games. This is there is one more finale for one more thing that I need to record, and then 2 out of my 900 billion fucking projects are done. And this has been an absolute amazing joyride. We will be coming back for some more Psychopomps Incorporated once the schedules have calmed down after the holiday season. Promise you that. These ladies are a blast. Joe, come on. I love you, man. This is if I need a certain particular brand of, we'll say, spice, I get Joe.
If you watch Table Golf and other things and you've seen what I put out there, you'll know that there is insanity everywhere you go.
I wouldn't have it any other way. But tons of projects out there. We've got our main Cult of the Blood Gods game over on the Onyx Path Publishing Twitch channel. That's This Bloody Garden. It is a coterie / garden full of some badass witchy bitches. Don't want to miss it. It's a blast. We've got 10 Candles, Terminal Black. It's an anthology series, 6 episodes. I kill a whole bunch of people. Great times. We've got this, obviously. I play Harley in Vancouver Adjacent. I'm all over the place. We're busy.
Who I have a crush on.
I don't know.
I'd like to keep that for the record. I have a crush on Harley. That's all.
Oh, that I love Harley. Harley is just so much fucking fun to play, and everyone loves to love the underdog, especially when it's self-inflicted a little bit. Harley is a flawed man.
I just want to give him hugs, lots of hugs, and rap.
Oh God. Anyways, I love all of you. It is super late. Thank you, one and all, for watching. Check out the Patreon, the YouTube, all of the other shilly bullshit. Buy the Herkata fucking t-shirt. Good night.